Welcome back to the Eye in the Sky, and for all my viewers out there, I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I hope you guys have the Christmas of your dreams. Now, for some of you, you're probably going to tune into the Vikings-Lions game where this guy right here, Max Brosmer, is going to get another chance to win his first game as an NFL quarterback. Now, with these Lions, there are a few things the Vikings are going to have to do if they want to win. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think, laid a lot of this out brilliantly, and that's what I want to do. I want to, in a makeshift kind of a studio here, show you, the viewer, exactly what the Steelers did. Very innovative in the running game, and then getting physical with Goff. That's the other part of it. Now, my son, who's said basically, titled the video, How Do You Beat Goff on Christmas? And I thought, man, maybe that one wouldn't work. I may not get by the sensors. So, best I can do is, how do you beat the Lions with this guy? Well, let's get to the film, and I'll show you. This first play really shows you what the Pittsburgh Steelers did creatively to run the football against the Detroit Lions. Now, this is going to be just a plain old ISO play, right? Before, what I didn't show is that this tight end motions himself into the backfield, and this becomes important in the next couple plays, as you'll see, because they're doing that on purpose. They want this tight end to be seen and just to set this play up. Now, what's awesome is that the Steelers are just going to run an ISO play. Plain old two-back ISO play. Tackle's going to block out here, guard on the 3 technique. You're going to get a double team on the nose tackle up to this linebacker on the backside in case he wants to get over the top or if he wants to go through the A-gap. Guard over here on the end, and then out here on the outside linebacker. And then eventually this fullback will make his way, block out this linebacker, and voila, here is your gap. Okay? But watch how this play starts. All right, so everything's all set. The ball is snapped. Look at where everybody's going. All right, the fullback going to the left, and they're doing all of this. They're doing all of this in order to pull the defenders. You got the support safety. You've got the backside linebacker. Right? They think this play. The Lions defense thinks this play is going to their defensive right. Now, watch what this fullback does. Puts his foot in the ground. Now he's rocking himself back over to the right side, and look it. This is exactly how I drew it up before the football was snapped. Okay? You've got the guard on the linebacker, center working on the nose tackle. They blocked out this linebacker, and now there is your seam. Beautifully designed, beautifully executed, and it just leaves the Lions a little, explosive run play. I mean, those hurt. Those affect you mentally. Okay. Now, this is just a few plays later. The Steelers are doing all this again, right? They're going to motion this tight end into the backfield, and they're doing this to make it obvious. They're doing this to make the defense go, uh-oh. And it's no coincidence that the Lions are in the exact same front. They're in the exact same defense, right? You have the safety on the backside. This guy right here, it's kind of basically an under front with a weak side rotation. So they had the exact same defensive look, motion the tight end back. And so what's happening now, right? Campbell, Anzalone, they're going, okay, last time they ran this play, it cut back over between the 2 linebackers, somewhere like over here in this B gap, all right? Watch what the Steelers do on this play. It's like they anticipate. They know that the Lions are going to overplay it because they know what's coming. They've made it obvious. They want them to think that this same play is going to be played. So, on the snap, what happens? Everybody goes, again, everybody's going to the left side. But what happens on this one is Anzalone is going to say, nope, I remember what happened last time. I'm going to work my way back here. And Campbell is going to stay on the backside of this one. But But watch Anzalone on the front side. He sees that guard just at the mesh point. He works himself back over the top. And then you have the tight end, again, working back on Campbell. Another thing that's happening, DK Metcalf coming down here, blocking on the run support safety. This corner right here is he's in man-to-man, okay? So as Metcalf is making his way down, you're seeing this corner's covering him. So the safety here is playing run support. This corner is covering Metcalf. But Metcalf stops and says, all right, I'm going to block this safety. But what a beautiful job by the running back to just see this little bit of an opening and say, okay, I'm supposed to maybe take it inside right here, but there's no hole there. But look how this thing is developing. Look at this angle. Okay, so they ran a play, and then they set it up on the second one to do almost the exact same thing. Here you go. Cut back, and then it's out the gate, an explosive run. This is what I mean when I say you have to be creative in the running game. You have to do things differently. So they're going to do it a third time, but this time it's going to be a little bit different. Okay, so they've set up the front side of this. They've set up the cutback of this. So what's the next thing that you can do? Well, let's make them think they know what they're going to get, but now they're going to get the third progression in this series. And what is that? It's just a power. This is all this is a counter power. The guard is going to lead, kick out, and then the fullback is going to go to the tight end this time, and he's going to work his way back, and it's just going to be a simple power. Okay, there's the guard. He's pulling this. He's just going to take this defensive end where he wants to go. If he wants to run up the field, he kicks him out. If he wants to go underneath, then he'll just wall him back in. And now this tight end is going to loop his way all the way back and block the linebacker. Again, if he overruns it, kick him out. If he stays inside, you just pin him in. So this is the next progression on this whole thing. So they run the counter. There they go. Peel it back. Tight end now gets to Anzalone. Campbell is way too late. You've got this double team right here where they can work up or push this guy right into his lap. And now you've got one-on-one with the safety. And that's what the Steelers wanted. One guy misses a tackle, and then there you go. Now you've got yourself another big run. So just I think an amazing way that the Steelers did all this, how they built the running game. 3 explosive run plays put together, designed brilliantly to exploit what the Lions do. Now, here's the other thing that Pittsburgh did well, and the Lions are going to blitz. And in this case, they're blitzing the safety off the edge out here, all right? We're going to see it right here. There he goes. He's supposed to be blitzing off the edge. When you do that, you have to maintain gap integrity across the board, and you don't want to sacrifice disguise for your gap. But these linemen all in here are supposed to be reaching. These defensive linemen need to be getting into these far gaps. One guy messes this thing up. It's right here, all right? The B-gap player. He loses his gap integrity. Because watch, you get that double team. Now, right now, they've got a problem, right? The Lions have a problem because this guy is reached and he's out of his gap. Running back runs it like a zone. There it is, right there. You've got the linebacker pushed past the play right here, and you still have this seal block. And in the NFL, these running backs don't need much to get through. So they've designed 3 beautiful plays that play off of each other, exploit the Lions, and then when the Lions want to get aggressive and you want to live by the blitz, well, then you're going to die by the blitz. All right, getting into the Lions offense. Okay, Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm going to point him out. You see him here in the bottom of your screen. I'm sorry, obviously Jahmyr Gibbs is good. Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams has become more of a target for Jared Goff lately, and I'm putting these in to show you what Goff looks like when he is in rhythm, and you got to get him off this rhythm, okay? But this is a perfect example of the play action, Goff getting to the top of his drop. You see Jamison Williams down here. Now he's speedy. Okay, he's making this corner think I'm running down the, I'm running the post, I'm running down the seam. This corner, look at his body position. Hips are open. He is bailing. Okay, he's bailing. Jamison Williams has him right where he wants him because all he's going to do is settle and then work his way to the sideline. Look up here at Jared Goff. He's already getting ready to throw this football. So he starts throwing this ball. I mean, Williams is just in his break. And look at that separation that he has here between the corner because the corner is playing it so deep, so afraid of the speed. He gives him that extra cushion. Now look at this throw. Right on the money, right on time. Beautiful play. 20 yards, 21 yards down the field. When Goff is when his timing and he and his receivers are on the same page, it's unbelievable. Now, in the red zone, another great play by Jared Goff, and this one's to Tesla on the outside. He's in the slot, okay? Goff looks to his right, progresses back to his left, right? And he's doing that to slow this guy down as much as he possibly can. But right at this point, Goff is starting to throw this football. Why? Because this slot defender is outside. He's outside shade of what Tesla is doing, which is going to be skinny in this post. And then he's going to thread the needle in between the nickel and the safety who knows, oh, I've been looked off. I gotta haul ass back over here and try to get this. But this throw and the timing, look at this, beautiful. Bam, right on the money, great catch, touchdown for the Lions. So when Jared Goff can sit back in the pocket and he can get in this rhythm, he is very, very good. So the Steelers knew that. They wanted to get pressure on him. Well, how did they go about doing that? Well, you got to hit him. You got to hit him. You got to get him on the ground. And you do that by, at least the way that they did it, was through running stunts. And it's the underneath stunts that really, really, I think, got to Detroit. The main thing is what we call a TEX or a TE, meaning an interior defensive tackle is going to penetrate up the field, and then the other outside defender will step up, and then he's going to loop his way back underneath. They want to do this because they know Goff steps up in the pocket. Okay, so Goff, play fake. Right here, he's pausing. This is where this defender is going to say, all right, we're transitioning to pass. Okay, I'm going to keep going north and south. Defensive tackle, I'm going to loop my way back underneath, and we're going to create ourselves a problem here. But look at this. So Goff feels the pressure from the back, from the outside. Okay, he's getting some pressure here. So what's he going to do? He's going to step up in the pocket. But that's when you want the looping defender to be right here in his face, right? Steps up, boom, get him for the sack. And he's starting to pull the football down. And we're going to show you some wide open receivers here in a minute or two that show you Goff is off of his game. All right, so this time the Steelers decide to do it on the other side. This time they're going to take the defensive tackle, run him north and south, and then loop this linebacker underneath. And the reason they can do this is because Goff he's not mobile. He doesn't escape, okay? He's not going to just bail out of this pocket right here and go this way. He just doesn't do it. He's going to sit in the pocket on these play actions. But you can see that 33 looping up underneath. He gets rid of the football. He's throwing this football now, and look at Jahmyr Gibbs, his receiver. He is not even looking. He is back is to the quarterback when this ball is being thrown. Goff is getting rid of this to save his life. On the ground again. We did this last time we played him, and we have to do it. We just have to do it here again. So, finally, okay, watch this play. Play fake. Goff starting to roll out to his right. Look at the Lion receivers. He's got a guy open right there. he has got a guy open right there. Now, he has a defender kind of in his face, but because of all the pressure it's getting to him, he just says, you know what? I'm going to keep rolling this thing out, and I'm just going to throw it away. He has options. You start watching this film, and then you start seeing these wide open receivers, and he's just not throwing the football. And then finally, we're going to get here to the safety. And I think this exemplifies what I am talking about. As Goff gets to the top of his drop right here, he still has time. There's still, I mean, he's got a guy barreling down on him, but he has time right here. He has two wide open options. This receiver on an outside, there's nobody in the flat. This guy's wide open. And then you have the tight end too, right here, working in the middle of the field. He has two places where he can throw the ball. He can start throwing this football right now. But what does he decide to do? For whatever reason, he sets himself and then just doesn't get rid of it. Look at he's wide open, he's wide open. So let's look at the end zone on this one. And I'll show you just how glaring this is. Okay, this is a safety. This is the time when you need Goff to get rid of the football. And what's kind of interesting here is you're going to get a defensive alignment up, and then you're going to get the linebacker who's going to end up working his way underneath. This guy, the safety, is supposed to blitz off the edge, but then he sees a bit of a mess in front of him and an opportunity, right? So there's a 3 technique right there. He's kind of gathering up all 3 of these linemen, and a great ad-lib job being a football player by the safety here. And he just works his way underneath and just absolutely destroys Goff. But again, here he goes. He's getting to the top of his drop. He's not hit yet. Okay, he could throw this football. Look at this. This tight end, wide open. He has another tight end, wide open. We saw there were no defenders in the flat. He could have gotten rid of this football a long time ago, but because of the hits, when you can get after Goff and hit him a few times, he starts choking the football. And this is the perfect example. That's what you have to do if you want to beat the Lions. So you have to be able to run the football. You have to get to Jared Goff, make him throw the football away. Watch his completion percentage. As his completion percentage falls, that means success. And you have to do all this. And don't forget, the Steelers barely beat these guys. It still kind of came down to the wire. So you have to do this for an entire 60 minutes. So for Brosmer, his best chance is handing that ball off, an effective, creative running game. And then secondly, for that defense to get out there and get Goff on the ground just like this. So once again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a Happy New Year if I don't talk to you before then. Thank you for everything, and can't wait to get into next year and get this eye in the sky thing going.